All right, I am posting this video in mid-September. We've got about 3 months left to the end of the year, and you can still close it out on a high note. I'm gonna share with you what you need to do over the next quarter to crush 2021 and set ourselves up for success in the new year coming up. And hey, if we haven't met yet, my name is Stefanie Lugo, and welcome to my channel where I am obsessed with helping real estate agents build the business and life of their dreams. If you're into that kind of thing, be sure to hit subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification icon to be notified every time I am dropping new videos just like this. Now, if I could identify one point of failure, not a fail, just a point of failure in a lot of real estate agents' businesses, it's that they don't take a minute to get a pulse for their business and where they're at right now. Now, we spend some time to do quarterly and mid-year planning, and of course, end of the year planning, which, by the way, like I said, hit subscribe to this channel because in the next coming weeks, we're gonna be doing our business planning series. I definitely want you to check that out. But we actually do this several times throughout the year. And the reason this is so important is if you leave business planning to only one time of the year, right? Like if you're prepping for 2022 in, for example, September of 2021, and that is the only time you're looking at the plan, you are gonna find yourself so off course mid-year next year. You're not even gonna, your business is not going to be anywhere near where you wanted it to be. Why? Because what gets measured gets done. Here's what I mean. In terms of business planning, there's a couple of things that are really important to track. So you want to not only track your numbers, right? So like where your leads are coming in, but you also want to be able to forecast how much business you have coming in the future as well. So like, have you been doing the right activities that are going... There's like one hair that's just like floating. I don't know if it's gonna be like caught on the camera, but it's literally, it's over there now. But it was like spitting right here in front of me. And I went like, now in terms of measuring, right, there's a lot of metrics that we wanna measure in our business, but there are leading measures and lagging measures, okay? Now, a leading measure is the activity that leads to results, right? So leading might be like prospecting. How many contacts are you making? What activities are you doing each day that's going to produce revenue for your business? The lagging measure is the result of that. So how many leads did you generate? How many appointments did you close? And then how many deals from those appointments did you close? So this is one of the best things that you can start right now, especially when you're looking for the next 3 months. I want you to take a moment, give yourself permission to take a few hours to do some high-level business review and get a big spreadsheet. I'm gonna say the S word, get a big spreadsheet either on Google Sheets or on Excel and write down every single lead that you have generated thus far this year. Yeah, it's gonna be really tedious if you're not already tracking these, which you should anyway. Shame on you, just kidding. But go into your direct messages on your social media profiles, go into your inbox, go into your texts, go into your CRM. I want you to literally get a spreadsheet in front of you of every single lead that you've generated this year. Now, just from doing this exercise, you have the opportunity to maybe resurrect any balls that were dropped, right? So like maybe you're going through your email and you're looking at an email that you had from a client who said they were looking to purchase or sell in the spring. And for whatever reason, they put the process on hold. Now is a really good time to reach out for them and see if they've reconsidered, see if you can reignite that lead and get them back in the game before the end of the year, right? And this can be something as simple as just shooting a quick text, and I'm gonna give you some of my favorite scripts for that in a few points. But then what you wanna do is kind of like reverse engineer these numbers and see how close these have gotten you to your goals. So if you did set any goals at the beginning of the year, think to yourself, how far off am I truly? And do the leads reflect where I should be at this point? If you know your conversion rates, you should know how many leads you need to get before you're able to close a deal. For example, if you're leaning on open houses for one of your main pillars of lead generation, a really good closing rate that you want to hit is like 7% for open houses, meaning you should have 7 clients, not necessarily closings, but at least clients for every 100 leads that you've gotten from open houses. So figure out what your conversion rates should look like for you and where they are actually at right now. This will tell you a couple of different things. If this is supportive of where you are right now in terms of your production and goals, so say you are at 75% of the goals that you wanted to hit this year, you're on track. You're doing great. You just need to focus on closing out the opportunities that you've already generated this far. You probably don't have to be super concerned about generating more leads. You at this point need to be focusing on converting the leads that you've already generated. If you are way far off, we're gonna move on to step 2. Now in step 2, we're gonna do a couple of things, and we're going to make sure that we itemize 2 ways that we can focus our time to make as many contacts as we can during our power hours or during your time for prospecting. So again, refer to your lead list. What has been working really well for you? If you found that you were closing deals really well from open houses, can you commit to doing open houses as much as you possibly can between now and the end of the year? Now, maybe your database really came through for you this year and you got a lot of referrals, right? So again, refer back to that lead list and think like, well, what worked? What can I really hone in on and keep doing more of those activities to hopefully see some quick results in the next 90 days? Now, when I am doing this, right, if I'm looking at my lead list and say there were some balls that were dropped, or maybe some clients who had put their search on hold of that I, kind of forgot about, at that point, I'm just gonna shoot them a quick text, right? Nothing crazy. I'm just gonna say, hey, be polite and start with a greeting. Hope you're good. And then maybe even something about the weather. Crazy rain here in Phoenix lately, right? And then you're just gonna ask them point blank, last we spoke, you were thinking about buying or selling. Was that still the case this year? If so, you wanna chat about it? There's nothing wrong with asking the question, and you might even tie it into the end of the year. Hey, 3 months left of the year. I know that this year one of your big goals was making a move. You still interested? And you would be really shocked at how open people are to this conversation, and you might even resurrect some deals that you thought were dead from just this quick activity. Now, the next thing that I want you to do, on top of those two prospecting activities that you've committed to that you can do really consistently for the next quarter, I want you to reconnect with your database. Now, if it's been a while since you've touched base with your database on a really genuine level, you need to send them a letter of the heart. So I send a letter of the heart quarterly to my database. I include it in a different kind of mailer that I'm putting out each quarter to my whole database. But this is something that you can do really simply, and it can be as simple as you writing out just a really earnest letter and printing it out on regular paper and putting it in a nice envelope and hand addressing it to whoever's in your database. And these are people who you know, like, and trust, okay? So these are contacts, like trusted friends, family, past clients, people who you already know, not just like random leads. These are people who you think should be sending you referrals. So you might have 30 contacts like this, or you might have like 300. Now is a perfect time to re-engage your database through a letter of the heart. And this is actually something that I personally will be doing in October, so you can do this too. Now, a letter of the heart is really simple, right? It doesn't have to look any one way, and every agent is going to write theirs differently. But really what you want to do is just start a conversation. Imagine like a holiday card that you're sending out and you're giving a little update on the family. Little Timmy is 10 and little Johnny is 8, and we've welcomed a new puppy into the family, right? Like, hopefully that example kind of makes sense to you, because I get those all the time and I think they're super cute. But a letter of the heart is kind of like that, but it's a little more focused on like you and your business and a little more in depth. So a letter of the heart at this time of the year might be something like a quick recap on what you've been able to accomplish, maybe an example of one of your favorite client stories, or if this was your first year in real estate, maybe you're sharing a little bit about what you've learned and some of the unexpected aha moments that you've had throughout the journey. From there, you can also say something to the effect of, hey, I'm going to be around in town throughout the end of the year, and I'm still working hard for my clients here in the Phoenix metro area. Would love to serve anyone you may know who's looking to possibly buy or sell. Simple as that. It's a really authentic, genuine way to reconnect, stay top of mind, but still focusing on the relationship building aspect so that you're not sounding super salesy or spammy. If you're identifying the people in this database who are most likely to refer you business, now is the time when you want to follow up with like a phone call or a text from that letter and see if you can set a face-to-face. It would be prudent to set a face-to-face with somebody from your database every week, once a week, from now through the end of the year. This can look like a lunch date, quick coffee, or even meeting up for a hike if the weather's nice enough. Just a way to get in front of the people who you want to be supporting your business. Once you've completed all of that, guess what? You are ready to start business planning for 2022. Because even if all else fails and you don't have any more closings from now until the end of the year, everything that you're doing today, truthfully, is going to be closing 3 months from now. We're on a 90-ish day sales cycle. So that's why we start business planning in September, so that by January, we're already closing the deals that we have been working on generating throughout the holiday season. So as I like to say, even if it all goes there's always next year. So come back to this channel in the next couple of weeks as we start our business planning sessions. You can hit subscribe below and hit that bell notification icon to be notified as soon as we are dropping our business planning series. That'll be broken down into a couple of videos because we're not holding anything back. I want to help support you so that you have the strongest year yet. And hey, if you're looking for a little more hand-holding, and if you're thinking, you know what, 2022 is my year, this is the year I'm gonna break out, then I want to be a part of that journey too. You can definitely book a time to speak with me directly about how we can make that happen for you in the Market Authority Academy. That is my signature mentorship program where I'm helping agents from across the country of all different experience levels in the industry double, triple, or even quadruple their business. And hey, maybe next year can certainly be your year, so let's talk about it. Really hope that you found this video helpful, and I am cheering you on through these next few months until the end of the year. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, keep on crushing it.